guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning. Getting ready to work on my next project. As you know, we had a 4-part series of this Toro wheel horse, and it looks great, runs great, but I don't think anybody's gonna buy it for $800, which is what I listed it for. Anyway, I'm gonna work on the Craftsman green thing. I got that through a trade-in, sold another tractor for like $800, and he gave me that one. It ran, but he didn't have any oil in it, and it seized. He unseized the engine, but it has compression problems because probably the trauma of it not having oil scored the bore and the pistons and stuff. So there's hardly any compression. It does start, but it runs really, really bad, and it'll stall after a while. I haven't touched it in many months, and today I'm going to try to roll it out. It's a hydrostatic, which means that I have to pump up the tires and try to disengage the transmission so I can roll it out and to the front of the garage. I'm gonna use my one of my review products to pump up the air in the tires and see if we can weasel it out of here. So actually that wasn't too bad. All the other tires hold air really. Only this one was down. And it actually rolls okay. Not great, but okay. Anyway, I have a Kohler Command Pro 17 horsepower. Pretty much the same exact engine as this one. I got it from my friend Nick Iardi a while back in Motherload 36, I think. And my plan is to just simply do an engine swap. This one, while it did run briefly, it was really slow. I don't know if that has something to do with... Stop digging! Anyway, I'm gonna just slowly roll this to the front and to the garage. That's right. Here at Mowers and Blowers, we push them into the garage and they come out driving. So here's the next project. Kohler, Craftsman, LT1000, classic, hydrostatic. It's got a deck, it's just really dirty. The hood is in good shape with the exception of the hinges. When you try to take it off, it'll crumble. I think they're broken on the bottom over here. 1 out of 4 tires don't hold air. The rest seem to hold air pretty well. Deck looks intact, although it needs a lot of paint. It needs a battery for this. As you can just see, it needs a little bit of black Gorilla duct tape for the seat. When the guy drove it off his truck, ran, smoked, sounded like almost no compression. After 40 seconds or so, it stalled. I tried to start it up again and take it to the backyard, and it started, but it stalled. And it drives really slow. I don't know if that has to do with the compression of the engine, it running that little bit, because it still should turn the pulley just fine, and the belts and the transmission. So I'm not really sure why it goes so slow. Maybe it is the engine, but I have an exact engine to replace. Got it from Nick Iardi. I don't know if it runs or anything. Just gonna swap it, put it on there, connect it, put the new battery on, see if this thing runs. Should be an easy fix. How many times do I say that it should be an easy fix, and there's all kinds of things wrong with it? That's the nature of getting used free mowers, right? If it was free, why wouldn't they want to try to fix it? It means that usually they give it up because there's just so many things wrong with it. It would cost so much money to fix it than to just get rid of it and buy another one. Anyway, I'm in this for, as usual, nothing. I don't pay for anything except for maybe a part or two sometimes. That's what makes this hobby of mine so profitable, because for the past 4 years, I get everything for free. That's right, free. Free!
For free!
And if you pay for stuff, well, you're digging into your profit, aren't you? Anyway, we'll start this project tomorrow. Just got a box from my friends over at Super Clean. Ooh. Nice. And a bunch of t-shirts too. A couple of t-shirts. I guess Super Clean is my new sponsor. Being wintertime is coming, I figure I'd take the battery out of here for the tractor. It's a 160 CCA. I might be getting another battery from a motorcycle battery company for review. So I'm going to take this one out and put the new one in. But it doesn't start right now. Going to have to jump it. I haven't charged that charger in a while. Maybe this one will. It's another review product. I haven't used this too much. This is only 2,000 cranking amps. Should be good enough for a motorcycle. Jump starters, they don't work. It's a JF Egwell one, 6,000 amps. Some, not a lot, but it should have at least turned over a little. So I was just gonna take the battery out of here for the winter. Thought I'd start her up and take her around the block for a spin. Won't start. I don't remember if this switch here is this way for on or that way for on or off. I don't know. I forgot. But either way, it didn't start on either. So I had to take the whole thing off and I figure out if there's any spark or gas. They couldn't make it any harder to get to the spark plug with these scooters. Anyway, look. So I figured out that the switch that I thought was on was actually off. So I think I flooded it because when I opened it up, the spark plug was totally wet. See if the spark. You can't see it, but I could see it. Spark plug's very wet, which is probably why it didn't start. And now I had it on off, not on. Right, so I took the old battery out and I put a car battery in here because it fits and it's extra and it works. And so I got these adapters, you know, they go on the car kind of battery and then you can adapt it to fit on the lawn tractor type connections. So that was pretty cool. I believe it fits. Yeah, look, see? So it's still, you know, so it closes. So it's good. Let's see if it starts now. Well, I've been running this for a while. I finally got it running. I took the carburetor off, cleaned it again. It wasn't dirty. I took it off, put it back on. While I was at it, I figured I put in a fuel shutoff and changed the fuel line. This way, when I store it for the winter, I can just shut it off and run the carb dry. Saturday watching college football. Love college football. Anyway, some nut asked me if I wanted to sell him this. This is brand new. Singar. They sell them at Walmart for like $139. Really cheap. 52cc backpack blower. They do charge $40 in shipping, and with tax and stuff like that at Walmart, you're probably going to spend like $180, something like that, out the door. So I got this for $125. I only used it once for the video that I made. I just primed it 6 times. It's on. I just want to make sure it starts before I bring it to him. There we go. Kind of started. Maybe I should trigger this a little. Enough. Bring it to the church and we'll see if he buys it for $125. I even have the original box for him. So as you guys saw, I ran into this guy, huge dude. He's driving like this black Hummer 2. I was kind of jealous because I always wanted a Hummer, you know. Anyway, 125. We talked guns a little bit. I don't know, I'm pretty surprised. A lot of people here in New York have guns. I didn't know that. So he might try to buy one of my next things, you know, electric leaf blower for his deck or something like that. We'll swap with ammo. Yeah, I'd rather have ammo than cash anytime. But first, I'm headed out over to the guy in Smithtown, Long Island, who gave me that black Greenway lawn tractor a while back in his backyard. He's got a Honda power washer that it hasn't worked in years, whatever, and he was about to throw it out, so he asked me if I wanted it. I said sure, because Bill Martini gave me one that was missing the flywheel and all that stuff, and I figured I could use it for parts, or maybe convert the engine to work on a lawn mower or something like that, because I got plenty of decks, you know. But either way, I feel bad about him wanting to throw it out on the street. I just can't have it. I have to have it, even though he's throwing it out. Even though I don't need it or really want it, it drives me crazy that people want to throw things out. So I know I could use it for parts someday. Also, my friend Nick from Bellport bought a tractor. It has a knock in the engine. It's a Kohler Courage, and it has a knock. I know what he means. You can't really sell an engine with an apparent big knock. Once you start it, you know what I mean? So it could blow any time with a knock. Anyway, he said he was going to get rid of it, and if I wanted it, I could have it. he kept the starter motor, which I would too. Starter motor is about 30, 40 bucks on eBay. Pretty expensive for the Kohler Courages. Anyway, so I'm headed to my friend Matt in Smithtown to pick up the pressure washer, then to Nick from Bellport's house to pick up the Kohler Courage engine without the starter. And then when I come home, I might sell my Wild Badger weed whacker. Same guy that bought my Wild Badger backpack blower needs a weed whacker. So I'll probably sell this for like 100 bucks. In the meantime, my scooter doesn't run right. So I'm thinking about, you know, buying a new carb for it, whatever. And also there is a vent hose that comes out. It's a clear hose that comes out of the air filter box. It's filled with oil. I'm thinking maybe if I drain that or get rid of the air box altogether and put one of those cone air filters onto the intake, might run better. I think maybe the air filter might be blocked or clogged with oil or whatever. So that's another project I'm working on. Anyway, I'll show you what happens when I get to Matt's house. Back at Matt's house, this is it. I could use it for an engine stand or maybe try to fix it, I don't know. Off to Nick's house. All right, I'm here at Nick from Bellport's house. That wind, damn that wind. He took it apart to try to fix it. I don't care. I'm gonna take it apart anyway to sell it for parts or use it for parts. You know what I mean? Got like 1,000 of these covers. 4 episodes, whatever. And you know, it runs okay. Except that, listen,
I can see the engine thing is like weird on the Toro. Like the cover and then the thing's like
big
recessed.
time. I had to get this muffler because only that muffler will fit or something. And then oh, so the wiring harness?
Yeah.
Oh man, that took me like a whole episode to do. The wiring harness, it's not like anything that we've ever seen.
No, it's weird as hell.
It's
man.
totally
The
crazy.
wires are whack.
Yeah, I pulled up
There's a billion wires on.
Yeah, I pulled up the schematics for it. Did you know that all those wires coming out of the ignition coil actually go into a relay?
Really?
Yeah, and safety switches.
Yes, there was relays in that.
I'm like,
I did a
screw
repair
that.
job for somebody, and I thought it was the relay because the thing would start, it wouldn't start, it started, it wouldn't start. So
Yeah.
I replaced all the relays.
Dude, it was totally funky,
And then,
man.
It wound up just being a bad ground.
Ground was a big issue for it
The ground
too.
on the frame was bad.
Yep, that was one of it. And so I just basically hardwired the whole thing from scratch. So it's got no safety switches. It turns on no matter what, you know. But it runs pretty good.
You got a set of cool wire strippers?
You mean right now?
No, I'm just saying, you got the cool ones.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is nice.
You like that?
No wrong.
I don't think the guy knew what he was doing. He said he threw some parts in there, try to fix it, and it doesn't run. I don't know. It's good for parts, whatever. At least an engine stand. All right, I gotta go home. Thanks, Nick.
Later.
So I'm back, and oh me, oh my, we've had quite a lot of heavy wind going on. I guess since I didn't have my scooter in there, nothing prevented the wind from just blowing it down. This is a really big shed. I mean, you could put a lawn tractor in here. It's huge. I like it. I guess if I used a carrier and put it on top of the thing, maybe it'll be better. We'll see. So we've got this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Stay tuned for a teardown video on this to figure out why it knocks. I suspect it ran low on oil, engine seized, the guy unseized it, but during the problem, the trauma of the piston stopping abruptly like that, either the ends of the connecting rod is, bent or dented a little bit. Maybe the screw came loose a little bit on the ends of the connecting rod. Maybe the crankshaft journal bearing is a little bit divoted, so because it's all aluminum, right? So that little smidgen of stuff is going to cause it to knock. Either way, I can't put this engine together because, well, I actually might have a connecting rod. Maybe I'll think about it. But then I don't have a starter to test it, so I'm not going to spend $50 on a starter to test it. So I'm probably just going to take it apart and see what was wrong with it. Stay tuned for the conclusion, or the start really, of the repower on this, the engine swap. I'm going to just put this engine onto there. I have a battery that's been charging for a few days. This is from one of the other... this is from the scooter. And of course, getting the battery out of the scooter doesn't run well now. So there's going to be an episode now on me. I think I'm going to take the air box out and clean the carburetor again and drain out that tube that has a lot of oil in it and figure out why it bogs down and it won't accelerate on load. I just pull started and it started. The guy said that the pump is busted. So I'll probably use this engine for a mower or something. So when it's on the middle stand like that, and I'll start it, it'll start no problem. And I mess with the fuel mixture all the time, back and forth, back and forth. I let it out all the way that the screw is loose. I think it might need a spring on the inside to keep the tension so it's not loose, because if you back it out all the way, it runs okay, but the screw will move from the vibrations. So I think it's missing a screw. Also, I think the guy took apart the carburetor before I got it, and it might be missing something. I don't know. I think I might buy a new carburetor kit, the whole carburetor along with the cone filter and a new intake manifold, and that's only like $25, so that might be worth it. But first I want to take off the air box, because there is a vent area where it actually pulses from the crankcase, and oil gets in there. I think maybe because this was on its side for a long time, oil leaked into that drain tube. It's like a clear drain tube. I initially thought it was the transmission filler, but it's not. So it's filled with oil. So maybe the air filter is completely clogged with oil or something, and that's why it's not running right, because it's not getting the correct air-fuel mixture. Maybe. So I'm going to have an episode on getting the scooter going again. An unexpected video, of course. And then we'll get started on the LT1000. Hope you guys enjoyed today's pick, sell, find 2 other things to do videos on in the future. just my daily hustle vlog, fellas. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
It's Henry!
Mowers and blowers!
Next time on Mowers and Blowers.